Yeah. Here we go. I love it. I make my face smaller and the comments bigger because I see my face all the time when I look in the mirror. It doesn't matter. I want to see you. I want to see your comments. And actually, real quick, for the people who are watching this live, because I've seen people who watch the recordings and they do this. Patty M, you're so good. Mm, I love it. Don't you love it when somebody gives you what you want before you even ask for it? Patty M, you rock. Thank you. Patty M can see and hear and see me. So thank you. Now I don't have to belabor that point. So, hey, good Sunday morning to you. I hope it's a good morning to you, even if it's raining. Okay. Carla Jane, thank you. You look so cute. I just literally rolled out of bed. There we go. Danielle Zink is practicing the skill of changing the station. I love that. I do not underestimate that is a skill because you are going to notice. So earlier, and I want to charge my phone and sure, I want to charge my phone so I can upload the TikTok live. You will notice, I don't know what it looks like on your end because I don't tune into anybody else's TikTok lives. Okay. I love it. Louise got the like done. She's getting good. Not only did she change the channel, the she liked the YouTube live. What am I doing right now? Right? And the neat thing is that you are in a growth mindset when you decide to learn something that you don't know how to do. You say, I don't know how to find Destination Decluttered on YouTube. And if you say that and you believe it, then you're not going to look for it. But if you say, but I am sure I can figure it out, that is shifting into growth mindset. And look what you did. You changed the channel. Some of you learned how to do the like, a little check mark. I use the check marks, these little green check marks that I will attribute to Kat Roby, and Louise just put one. I put those in a text to my sister the other day. So your good ideas are rubbing off on me, you know? Yeah. Okay. Erin Collins, thank you for showing up on a Sunday morning. You help more than you even know. Good. Thank you. Thank you. That's the only reason I show up. Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I really have fun doing these. I totally do. So I do get something out of it, but it also fills my heart. It swells, you know, you know, there's comments I could use. Okay. But I will say it makes me feel good and I have fun to do these. So when I have some free time, I enjoy doing this. Yeah, Carla Jane, nice to see you. Yeah. All right. So let's keep rocking, says Samantha Wixon. So I will ask you this. So I'm going to look at my calendar, okay? I'll be honest with you. So this morning, so next Sunday, no go. Next Sunday at this time, I'm going to be sitting in a folding chair, hopefully not in the rain, waiting for my awesome niece, of which I have two awesome nieces and one awesome nephew. She's going to be graduating from college. My God, crazy. So next Sunday, I will not do that. However, if Sundays work for you, oh my God, I'm in July. I can't even, as they say. Oh, I could do some early ones. If the Sundays work for you, this is what you do. You do not get for what you do not ask for. On the flip side of that, crossing out some of those negatives, you are more likely to get what you want when you ask for it. You asked for it, you got it, Toyota. Aaron, don't you work for Toyota? Regardless, I know you had a car thing happening. Okay. What I offer to you is if you like the Sunday morning decluttering or TikTok lives and YouTube lives, send me an email. Send me an email. There was that band called Real Life. I saw them at the Orpheum Theater in the 80s. Send Me an Angel was their song. Send me an email. Beth@destinationdeclutter.com. Make it last. Okay. Ellen says I'm game for Sunday chats. The more people in an email, I want to be specific because I will see them in the comments, but then I'm going to forget them. If I have them more permanently in my inbox, I will see if people are interested. Okay. So if you like this, I will show up. I will be honest, I had an awesome day yesterday, but it was a long day. We started with an 8 a.m. Declutter party. I then walked to the bank to get some money to pay for our basement. I walked to yoga. I did yoga. I came home. I showered. I got dressed. I walked down to this Pride Fest that we had. We hung out. We saw people. We had a great time. Came home. Then I had to relax because we had a big day. We had cocktails at a friend's house and then went to go see a band that my husband used to play for. So we didn't get home until late last night. So it was a wee bit of an effort to not just herkle durkle in bed this morning. I freaking love herkle durkling. And yet I knew I was going to show up for people. So if you like this and you want me to show up, tell me that so I can show up more. Okay. So I love it. All right. Okay. Samantha says that I am so up for more 10 a.m. live chats with you, Samantha. I hope you're on the mailing list. Everybody here, this is the fun thing about doing the YouTube lives. Substantially fewer people here. Now, does that mean it's funny because as a business person, ostensibly, I should want more people to know about me and sign up and do all that? Oh, I went viral and I have all these followers. Yeah. And I also like to have I'm so much more of a small group getting deep conversations person, just organically. All right. I love this. Higher ground. Anne is saying live things hold me accountable. Okay. I love that. You hold yourself accountable when there's a live going on. Is that the right phrase? Close enough. Don't look for the perfect word. Use the word that comes to mind. You can always edit it later. Lives just get me going. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's why I do this. Getting you going. Like there's company in the house. And when there's company in the house, you don't feel so alone. You can't sit still. You can't sit down. Okay. So good stuff. So good stuff. Carla, Jane, and Erin are here. I love it because they know each other through the comments. Let me offer this too. I meant to do this at the end of yesterday's declutter party, but I had to hop off because I had to get to the bank to get the money to pay the guy because he wanted to be paid in cash. And it was crazy that we had the cash, but also he gave us a substantial discount. So that's what we did. I had to shut off, but I want to offer to you all, please, if you feel comfortable and you want to connect with somebody here in the chat, there's somebody you see popping up and you like what they say, message them. Say, hey, do you want to exchange phone numbers? Remember pen pals? I had pen pals when I was like junior high and high school. Start connections with people, start those connections. That's one of the benefits of us doing these things. Okay. So, Carla Jane is asking, how did the basement go? It is so close to being done. They came yesterday and they put down the final coat of stuff. Today is Sunday. I don't think they're going to come over. I believe tomorrow morning what's going to happen is that the guy who owns the company is going to come do a final walkthrough. Now I have something I want to address with him, and I also have a handful of cash. So I'm going to see if they can fix the thing that's kind of bugging me. Now notice, my husband is even, because we're a little bit, we can sometimes, and him more than me, be like, oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll do it. Again, you do not ask for what you do not get. You do not get what you do not ask for. There's a specific part of this project that if it were me and I wanted to look professional, I would have done this finishing touch. I won't get into the details, but I am going to at least bring it to the attention of the gentleman who owns the company to say, hey, can you do something about that? Because if I were a business owner, I would not feel good about the condition they left that section in. And if he says yes, that makes me feel good about the relationship we have, and it saves me from having to fix it. No, Danielle Zink. I need a robe like that. Goals. Okay, here. Oh, I can't. You know what? I got this maybe 4 or 5 years ago at a store in Beacon, New York. I'm sure you can Google it. Google is amazing. The name of the company is called Tibet Tree of Life. I love, and it's honest to God, I'll be honest with you. It is probably because of these right here that I've had since I was like freaking 11 years old. So for my entire life, I have been trying to minimize the boobage because the boobage brings unwanted um, attraction from men I do not want. And also, I like having my arms covered. I don't like having an arm. When my arms right here get cold, it does not feel pleasant. So you will often see me with another layer on. Okay. So Google that place if you like a robe. And I have two robes. I have the one that I wear in the winter, and I have this one. And as you guys know, I have a bunch of hoodies as well. But I got rid of some of my hoodies because I've lost some weight. And here's a fun thing. Um, I I just thought this was funny, so I wanted to share. And I bet some of you Gen Xers are going to know the reference. And if you don't know it, please Google it. I realized the way my body is shaped. You guys typically only see me from the waist up, but I am very curvy. And I am not a curvy wanting to be girl. I would much rather be Audrey Hepburn shaped versus um, uh, Marilyn Monroe shaped. But you know what? I am what I was made. And so I have hips that go out. And when I wear the wrong cut of a shirt or a hoodie, especially, I realized the other day that I look like the big Fig Newton. The big Fig Newton. And it cracks me up. And I said, you know what? I don't want to walk around feeling like the big Fig Newton. So when I did some laundry the other day and I had a bunch of clean hoodies, I put like a bunch of them in a bag and I've already donated them. Okay. So notice there can be things you use and wear for a while, but then you can get tired of them and say, I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to look like the big Fig Newton. I want to look better. I want to feel better when I look in the mirror or when I look at a picture of myself. Okay. So I just offer to you, if you don't like how you look, maybe you can do something to change it. All right. Now let's just jump into some stuff. Samantha Wixon is saying, how can I, once I get a room clean, decluttered, keep it that way? Okay. I'm gonna put my mental, what do you call it, punctuation in there. How can I, once I get a room clean, clean and decluttered, keep it that way? Samantha, I want you to write down this word here. I'll do it for you, but I want you to write it. I rarely do things for people, but at this, I don't know. I just feel like doing it. And I think you can write it. Yes, because I can see happiness here. You can see it. Write this down for yourself, everybody. See that? Habits. Nothing wrong with that. We do habits all the time. Human beings are a creature of habit. How you maintain a decluttered home is by slowly and organically, but consistently changing your habits. Habits of where you put things, habits of where you don't put things, habits of how long you let something stay in a place where it doesn't belong. Now, that's me getting to the absolute core, kind of like I talk about the absolute core of certain things is a thought based in fear versus a thought based in love. About your head, your heart, and your hands being all connected. And clutter is it's stuff you don't want. But being in a cluttered home, it could be things you want and use, but you display them in a cluttered way. You store them in a cluttered way. You throw your stuff down on the washer and dryer when you come in the back door because you have to make a beeline to the bathroom. And then you let it sit there for way too long. And then you come in the next day and you put more stuff there and more stuff there. Habits. Your decluttering is a habit of thinking and feeling and acting. And your staying cluttered is a habit of thinking and feeling and acting. How's that? Yeah. So Mystery Chi Chi 22 says, you got me started from the TikTok live. Glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too. Yeah. I hope everybody here, because we have a small but mighty group here. I hope that all of you, all 36 of you, are on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. Now, the neat thing is I look on my emails and a couple of people signed up. The only reason I ask this is because that's who gets the good stuff. A lot of the good stuff I offer, I mention publicly, but access is private. to just the people who said, I like what you're doing and I want to be on your mailing list. Okay. There we go. Danielle says, I'm going to go in my bedroom closet to make some progress for the rest of this live. Awesome. Very good. All right. I'm catching up on some stuff. So here. Now, Carla Jane says, yesterday's party did my heart a thing. Small and intimate, such a heart thing. Yeah, it really was. Healing, therapy, tears. But man, my heart was so dang full. Decluttered some past. Yeah, and notice some of the stuff we decluttered are feelings and thoughts and experiences we no longer want to have in our heads and our hearts and our memories. The more you declutter that stuff, the better you feel. Okay. So, those are some powerful things that can happen. Decluttering is not just about what's on the surface, it's about what you've stored in your body and in your brain and your feelings and what you decide to keep or not. All right. Now, I love it. Judy Dukes, now it's Carla Jane because they were on the party, names to faces and all that. All right. And Kat Roby is here. Kat Roby of the famous Checkmark. Scheduled Beth Blinders, Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Working my way through 41 emails and tasks to complete or sort them. I love that. Awesome. Samantha Wixon was asking about the place for the robe again. It was Tibetan Tree, I think. Yes, thank you. Therapy Gal Sue, I love this. See, you're helping other people. Samantha is the Tibetan Tree of Life. They have a website. All righty. Patty M is trying on her last bag of summer clothes. Yeah, there you go. Kat Roby's doing the Big Fig Newton. I'm totally catching up on stuff. I am what I am. Yeah, that's I am what I am. Yeah, good stuff, fun people. Yeah. How long has this been going on? Right, Erin? How long have I been struggling with of clutter? Right? Now, Kat Roby is saying, sweet supercalifragilistic strong Sunday. Love it? Yeah, habits. I know that one. Yeah, I love it. Fun stuff. See, we're saying these things and we're connecting. Kelly Smith is saying, yesterday I finally got my wooden gate fixed and was able to finish some online research that had been bugging you. How does it feel to no longer be bugged because you did the thing that had been bugging you? I do things because I don't want to feel that feeling of being bugged anymore. That kind of irritation that you should do this, not even should. You want to do this. You want to find out where to get a robe like that. You want to find out what makes an ocean wave, you know? Kim, I love this. In my bedroom, putting away 2 loads of laundry and decluttering clothes as I go. Yes. I will be honest with you. If I had no comments in this YouTube live for the next 40 minutes, 30 plus 10, yep, 40 minutes. And it was because all of you were busy decluttering, that would be great. As you know, I have plenty to talk about decluttering wise. Okay. But what I want to offer to you is do what feels right to you. But please, the time we spend now between now and 11 a.m. Eastern, you will never get that hour back. So use it wisely. And I say this in a number of ways. These are some ways I think that using our time together wisely, here are some wise ways to use this. And you are a wise person. Okay. Get your morning tasks done. So when we're done, you can then start on a new chapter of your day. Perhaps you are also stuck decluttering, you're stuck at a roadblock and you need some help. Think of me as AAA. Think of me as a tow truck. And let me know. Call me up. And I say this, call me up. Put it in the comments what you're stuck with. What would you tell AAA? I am stuck here because of this. Get specific so they know what to be prepared to do. We can help, but also please, when we help, take notes. Take notes. Write down this stuff. Okay? Now, here's a fun thing. Danielle Zink, your keeping busy is helping because normally I would play with my kitten and drink coffee on a Sunday morning. Do that too. Do that too. Danielle, you can do the both. We have like 40 minutes together. Practice not excluding joy from your life. Look at how much pink I have on yesterday. Pink is the sign for me of the stuff that I do that's fun for me. Danielle, why don't you play with this? A tool in your toolkit. Everybody, listen up. A tool in your toolkit is a timer. Now, I could show you my clock, my phone, because I use the one on my phone. Danielle, set a timer for 15 minutes and declutter something in your closet. When the 15-minute timer goes off, you can stop and you can shift gears. Then set your timer for another 15 minutes. Drink some coffee and play with your kitten for 15 minutes. When that one goes off, put on the timer again and go back to the closet. Chunking it down. Not saying I can't have any fun until it's all done. No, that'll make a dull boy or gal or person. Okay. All right. Love it. Louise is going through summer and winter clothes that have taken residence on the bed. I'll be honest with you, right here next to you, I won't show you because it'll unplug my computer. I literally have a pile of summer clothes that I took out of a tote right next to a pile of winter clothes because the weather's been so wacky. So yeah, we're in a transition. But yes, at least it says, at least you know that there are some things you probably won't be wearing. Okay. Now, Carla Jane, I want to offer this to you in all seriousness because Carla Jane has a weirdo question, but here's something I want to offer. Make sure you're asking a trusted source. Now, I'm not saying anybody here is not trusted, including myself, but there are some things that are our expertise and others are not. Ask your doctor. So Carla's saying, I have a weirdo question. I have a new kind of medication situation going on. I was taking off meds recently, less than a month. Should I get rid of them or keep them maybe a bit in case they maybe put back on them? Carla Jane, write this down on your list of things to do. Ask your doctor. Ask your doctor about Mylanta. Isn't that what they said? But please ask your doctor about that. Ask a source that expertise is going to help you with that. Okay. They will give you good advice. All right. Patty M says making choices. Choosing is deciding. Do I want this or that? Priorities are not always decluttering. When you are making choices, you are decluttering. You are decluttering different parts of your life. Involves decluttering. Sometimes we think decluttering is just the physical stuff in your house. No, it is decluttering the thoughts in your head. Do I want to go to Aruba or do I want to go to Fenwick Island, Delaware? Which one would I rather do? Well, I want to go to both. Well, which one makes more sense right now? Well, it gets cold in Fenwick in the winter, so I'll go to Fenwick in July and then I'll make plans to go to Aruba in January. Deciding helps you clarify, and deciding helps you get what you want. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry, Danielle. Danielle, some of us are going to make mistakes. Some of us are going to make mistakes and we don't mean it. Notice, I forgot Danielle lost her kitty. I'm sorry. I hope you know that I didn't mean it that way. Okay? All right. I apologize that I forgot that, hon. That was a foot and mouth opportunity, and I just want to truly apologize from the bottom of my heart. I hope it didn't make you feel bad, and I hope you know it was not intentional. Many of us are going to do the wrong thing at the time. We don't mean to, but it is going to happen. The best you can do is apologize sincerely. Don't double down and try to defend yourself. I fucked up. I forgot. A lot of people I meet, I forget all the stories. But apologize for when you're wrong and move on and endeavor to do better. Okay? Yeah. Now, clothing, Patty M is doing clothing. You lost weight. Awesome. Usually losing weight means awesome in our society. So I say that's good. It fits, but not sure I like it. Oh, here's a funny thing though. Patty, there's one thing. If you don't, if you, I'm not sure you fit or not, but you don't want to spend the money. If you don't like it, who wants to wear clothes they don't like? I know when I wear clothes I don't like, I don't feel good the entire day I'm clothed in it. To me, it's an investment in my peace of mind to buy something new. And Patty M, I don't know if you're the Patty M that I spent some time with. I'm thinking there might be a Primark near you. Now, that may be fast fashion, that may be whatever. There is very inexpensive clothes that you could buy that have two qualifications that fit your current body and you like it. You can go to the Goodwill. You could ask a friend to borrow something. So don't keep something you don't like. It will just make matters worse. Okay. Um, okay, Brooklyn says, what do you do with cords that you don't know what it's to do to? Do you keep it for a certain amount of time? Yeah, I do. And honestly, much like many of you, because everything now comes with its own cord, I probably have a box full of cords that is too full. But that I'm okay with that. Here's what I like to do. This is what, and especially because my husband is a musician, and so we have a lot of random chords that go to his, guitar pedals and stuff. Keep a box. Make that the home for random chords. When you get the chords, don't make them random. As soon as you get them, take like a piece of tape. I'm sure you could even use like a Sharpie and some, you know, even Scotch tape, masking tape, painter's tape. Put a piece of tape around the cord and write on it what it's for. And even if you're not currently using it now, put it in the thing so you know where to go to look for a chord and um, you know what it is. Okay. All right. So, oh, and thank you, Danielle. I just got to where you're thanking me. I appreciate that because I feel like an asshole. Um, Anne says, I finally moved the table saw from the basement to the garage. Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Oh, funny. Carla Jane says, my friend is such a hoot. She says she is an emotional dresser. She cannot plan her clothes a day ahead. I don't plan my clothes a day ahead unless there's an event. Like yesterday, I know we were going to go to this thing at night, and I bought a new dress. And I thought, you know what? It probably won't 100% fit in. And it didn't. And I was glad of that. But I decided to wear that. Other than that, when I get up, I figure out what to wear. All right. Now, Danielle is offering clothing wise. When I lost a ton of weight a few years ago, I got a few pairs of nice jeans from Goodwill and it felt so much better and they weren't very expensive. All right. Now, Kara is showing up with some kind of invisible check marks. Back at it, she says. She had a good day and then she rested and now she's back at it again. 2 items to ship. Notice the specificity. A number of items and an action, a number and a verb. Sold 4 items, a verb in past tense. Sell, sold. 4 items. Gave away, a verb and a number. Gave away 2 boxes. Listed, a verb and a number. Listed 10 items. Garden, garden is also specific. It's an item. Fertilize, action. Notice specificity and action helps you. Where are you being too vague with what you say you're going to do? And where can you notice that and then rewrite it to be more specific? Okay. Yeah. I love it. So Erin travels and she says emotional dressing is a real thing. It's why I overpack for every trip. Even George Costanza dressed for mood. Now I will offer to you. I love to travel. You guys know that. I do not like to travel heavy. What I notice is this. When I think I'm going to overpack, it is because I have a fear of not having the right outfit for the right occasion. Not to sound like Jackie Wilson, no. Not to sound like Johnny Cash, But that's why I always dress in black or some variation that can be coordinated with my other stuff. And I offer to you this advice that happened to me. Now I know it's different if you're in business situations, people could be judging you on your clothes. I get that. But what I want to offer is feeling good about what you are packing is part of feeling good about your decision. I'm going to decide I'm going to wear this blue body conscious dress with my strappy heels at that after event at the, whatever you call it, the convention. And I'm going to look damn good walking into that room. Boom, done. It's the fear of not knowing what you want to wear before you wear it. The fear of, I can't put together an outfit with what I'm doing. Now, still, it is my goal to never check luggage unless, like, I did check a bag when we went out to Palm Springs because I was there for 2 weeks, but we usually do shorter jaunts. I do not like waiting for my luggage. I like to hit the ground running and get the hell out of there. So I practice packing light and packing things that I can just layer on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Erin saying yes, and fear that the hotel room mirror is the truth teller. I have skinny mirrors at home, I think. No, maybe you look just fucking awesome all the time. But notice your fear of not liking what you see in the mirror. Yeah, I know that feeling. I do. I experience it even now when I've lost some weight. It's a real thing. Body shaming, feeling bad about your physical body is a real thing. I'm not going to deny it. So, noticing that and how can you make yourself feel better? But notice there's a fear of somebody judging you because your body does not look the way it's supposed to, you know? Yeah. Hey, Therapy Gal Sue. I'm in the process of long weight loss, 85 pounds, I assume, over 17 months and 20-ish to go. My goodness, hon. Congratulations. I know that's not easy. Congratulations. And she says, oh, I totally lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, it's a zooped ahead. Hold on. It's an ongoing cost, but it's worth it. Yes, you guys, the dress I wore last night, it was and I mean, I know that the tags don't always tell the truth, but instead of wearing a medium, I was able to wear this dress that was a small and it looked good and it felt good. It wasn't all black. It actually, well, it was black and white because I branch out and I go to black and white. It felt so good to wear something that made me feel good about my weight loss. And I could notice it when I looked in the mirror versus just wearing a baggy t-shirt and capri pants. So notice that can be an investment in feeling good about yourself. Now, one thing that's just kind of fun, so I'll just offer it to you, Therapy Gal Sue. You're going through your pajamas this morning. For whatever reason, it's so funny. You guys, you will see a change slightly in when the weather gets warmer. I definitely have more bright colors in my wardrobe. And for whatever reason, I love bright pajamas. I love two-piece pajamas, bright, made of cotton. And so if anybody else likes that, Leslie Evers out of San Francisco, I found her stuff online. I splurge occasionally and buy myself kind of an overpriced pair of pajamas, but they bring me joy every time I see them in the laundry. I see them in the drawer. I put them on. I wear them. Sometimes we're on vacation and, like, you're in an Airbnb with your friends and you walk out and somebody compliments your pajamas. Maybe I'll even wear some of my Leslie Evers pajamas on my TikTok lives and YouTube lives. Maybe I'll get a brand deal with Leslie Evers because of her pajamas. But notice the clothing that makes you feel good and notice the clothing that makes you feel crappy. And I know this is obvious, but please put the clothing that makes you feel crappy in a donate bag and donate it today. And then if you don't have a lot of clothes that make you feel good, start to accumulate some, start to buy some, a piece at a time. I went out and bought 2 dresses the other day. And I will tell you, kind of like the fat mirror and the skinny mirror, the mirror in the Macy's dressing room was the least flattering thing. And yet I put some clothing on and I said, whoo, suddenly I feel much better about my bod. And I bought 2 dresses. I've worn one and the other one I'm gonna wear to my niece's graduation, and I feel good about not always just showing up in a black sack trying to hide my body, okay? Now, yeah, and Carla Jane says, "Sometimes I feel like I wanna be cute tomorrow. When I wake up, I feel like I wanna sleep, and I will wear jeans and maybe makeup if I'm lucky." Yep. Now I love this. Kat Roby says packed month-long trip, including summer and winter, Antarctica in Argentina, both beginning with A, both very international. I love that. In a carry-on, I'm a travel bug and love the challenge. Me too. Me too, Kat Roby. When we went to Ireland a couple of weeks ago, there were 2 other couples with us, and everybody but even well, my husband bought a big suitcase because he had to put guitar pedals in it and stuff. I loved the fact that I had some clothes and they were in my carry-on. Now I will admit that I did admire the other outfits that the other band wives were wearing. I'm not gonna lie, they looked fabulous. However, I also felt I felt okay with what I had. Yeah. SL, it says, I don't know if you're talking to me. If you care to share, what did you do? What did you land on that finally helped the weight loss? I will tell you. I got on Wegovy. I did. I have struggled for years. I've struggled all my life with body dysmorphia and weight loss because my mother has issues on that stuff. I have been on a diet since I was 11. And, I was pretty okay during my premenopausal years. Menopause hit and it threw me into a funk so bad that I went to the doctor almost in tears last year. And I said, I am trying everything and it's not working. And it's really affecting my mental health. I'm just sharing with you guys and being honest. And this isn't anything I talk about, but I knew there was some things out there that might help me because I saw that my husband had tried it and he was having good luck. And so I said, you know what? Everything I'm trying on my own isn't working. I need help. And I know there's help out there. Can you help me? And I was lucky enough because I know not everybody's lucky. I was lucky enough to have a doctor that says, yes, I prescribe that. Not all doctors prescribe it. My sister, because we're genetically related, is dealing with the same thing. And her doctor says, no, we don't do that. You're just going to have to suck it up, buttercup. Do the things we say. And if you don't, it's a moral failing. You know, it has been a game changer for me. It has been a game changer for me. Okay. And I will say it has helped me. I could be a poster child for it. I don't want to be. It has changed my physical health. It has changed my mental health. It has changed my outlook on life. It is I if you can I don't experiment with it. Ask about it. It might really help. I tried all the stuff that used to work and it didn't and it was so frustrating. And I was like, I don't want to spend the rest of my life this way. I feel so much more like the person I was and want to be, but I also am exercising better. I'm eating better. I'm thinking better. I'm feeling better. It really has changed my life. Now, this isn't anything I really publicize, but it's a cool group here. And now I just realized not that it's a bad thing, not that it's a bad thing, but now this is a recorded TikTok live or YouTube live. But yeah, I did all the things I knew how to do on my own and it wasn't working. So I went to an expert. I went to my doctor and I asked for help. And she gave me the help I needed. Now it's a big kerfuffle. I actually have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. And who knows, we went from Wegovy to a compounding, then they don't compound anymore. I'm going to see what the latest way is. But I will tell you, that this is something that has improved my life so much that I will sell the family silver if that's what it takes for me to continue affording the medicine that is helping to make me feel better on a daily basis. Okay. Yeah. Samantha, it's just one of the GLP ones. Okay. It's just one of the GLP ones. Okay. It was Wegovy, and now I'm actually on a, whatever you call it, a compounded one. Okay. Yeah. And hey, I'm gonna back up because there's a lot of stuff here, and I know we talk like we're just a gaggle of gals in a room here, but I want to make sure I get things. Um, there we go. Carla Jane says, y'all, I'm laughing at myself, so snort with me. I have 4 little mason jars with upside down bottles in them to get the last of the goodies out of them, and I will label the jar. Nothing wrong with that. I do that all the time. I love this. Anne has decided to start using the real silver every day. Rock on. Why save it for special occasions if you don't want to? If you want to, fine, but if you don't, you know, there we go. Now, Louise is noticing her body. I love this, Louise. Her back is on fire, so she's listening to her body. How many times do we ignore our body? How many times do we think our head is one thing and below the neck is another? But I love you're listening to your body and sitting down for a bit. I love it. Yeah. Now, Patty bought dresses for graduation parties. The weather's not going to be great. Yeah. So I'm going to take a sweater and wear the dress anyway. Me too. Me too. I will be honest with you. One of the dresses I bought for my niece's graduation, the way it's cut, I like everything about it except my skin. I have like a little cottage cheese here because I have thin Irish skin, and just the way I am built human wise, my cellulite just shows through the tissue paper. And what I've learned is I'm sure I'm good at my mother has so many potions and lotions and tinctures. You know what I decided? A little cardigan sweater, boom, I'm done. I don't need to change myself and beat my body. I'll just cover it with a cardigan sweater. Okay. Yay. Uh-huh. I love it. I love it. Therapy Gal Sue is offering some stuff. She went to the doctor. I say this because when you are struggling, it is okay. It is necessary to get help if you can't do it on your own. If you are stuck in the mud on the side of the road spinning your wheels and you can't do it on your own, in order to get it, you will get help. Get help. I was struggling and spinning my wheels. Sue says she was correctly diagnosed with PCOS. I've heard of that on the TikTok. After a lifetime of working with an MD specialist doctor, she's a doctor, Zepbound, labs are normal. Good stuff. Kara is on Zepbound and lost 50 pounds, but I have to switch because insurance won't pay for it after July 1st. Yeah. So here's the thing. Yeah, I do not know what the future will be for me when I go to the doctor, but notice that you found something that works and let's see what happens next. Things are happening so fast with this stuff that by next month it could be back and available. Okay? Yeah. Um yeah, and I highly yeah, and Erin says, and it's very nice. She says you don't have to post this in the archive if you don't want to. And notice this, many of us, yeah. And I will say this, immediately because I'm a private person and I like to keep some things to myself. But it is no shame. Look at how many other people are doing this. So let's do it. I feel okay saying this. I do because I want other people to know that I'm not just, oh, this happened easily and organically for me. I needed help and I needed chemical help because of the way that the chemicals in my body are doing things. And Brooklyn is offering, does it just make you not as hungry? No, it's not just that. For me, what it has done, it has quieted down the backseat chatter that I have experienced for 50 plus years of my life about food. It quiets down the physical craving, so I'm just not hungry. But it also is not like, you should get changed. You don't deserve that. Go get some chips. No, you should eat lettuce. I hate lettuce. I've always been on a diet. No, you deserve this. Oh, fuck what they say. But I really care what they say. All that stuff, shh. It feels so nice to have that quiet in my brain, food wise. I couldn't do it on my own. I was fighting with my backseat driver for decades. And it was just the volume turned up during menopause. And it really, again, I was dressing like the big fig Newton, you know? And a lot of this can be genetic and it can be, do not underestimate it. Therapy Gal Sue says, my doctor says my genetics have my body waiting for a famine that will never come. So if you grew up in a scarcity, again, think of your body. Let's bring it back to decluttering. Okay? For a moment there. Your body is afraid that you may need it later, so it keeps the fat on it. It is afraid. It wants to keep you alive. So it will keep the fat on you because it's afraid you will not have access to food. Now, as many of us know from COVID, sometimes you have limited access to food, but we are lucky enough. I can't speak for everybody. My brain was about to say, here in the United States, no, there are some people who struggle to get food on the table, who are hungry. We aren't the ones. We have an excess. We have a clutter. We have stuff that's too much that's causing us to feel a different kind of shitty than too little, you know? So I just offer this. And so, yep, notice that your body's going to change. If you don't like it, you can do something about it. Now, again, it's a slippery slope. You do what feels good to you. This worked for me. Am I going to do Botox because I have these furrows here? No. It would probably look weird anyway. But you do what's right for you. I'll do what's right for me. When we feel better, we do better. Now, I love this. Louise says, unpacked the beautiful drinking glasses this past weekend that were stored in the basement that I bought at least 15 years ago. We'll wash and start using them. What was I waiting for? I was waiting for everything to be perfect. It's not happening. No, nothing will be perfect. So if you are waiting for everything to be perfect, you're going to be waiting for a long time. Okay. So perfection is not happening. Use the pretty things now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And food noise is a real thing. Yeah, it really is. And that's just like, and food noise in the weight loss world is your backseat drivers in your declutter world. They're coming from fear of safety for your human body, self preservation, you know? Interesting. Now, Ann Alexander is offering the keto diet helped me lose weight, but moreover, I learned that it's sugar that's given me joint pain my whole life. The first day after eating, not eating any carbs, I didn't need my daily ibuprofen, and it was life changing. I love it. Yeah, and we've got thousands of years of survival wiring. Willpower isn't enough. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And Kara, so yep, it's okay. Brooklyn, there is help out there, you know? And there's a lot of help. Now, luckily, there is so much, and trust me, because I know this because I've stopped and read things occasionally on TikTok about like GLP-1s, and the next thing you know, your FYP is filled with them. There's so much information about that out there. I just offered you from a personal perspective. It's changed my life for the better so much, more so than any other decade in my life. And yeah, I never want to be off of it because I finally feel like all the pieces of my life are clicking. It's amazing. I know I would like to think that because it is so powerful that they're going to find ways to get it to more people, but I also know we live in a society that profits over health, which sucks. It really does. But let's be creative and let's find a way. Okay. But let's get back to we get 9 minutes here. Let's wrap it up in the more shallow end, but equally important as declutter. Okay. So Mystery Chi Chi says, my landlord recently passed away, so I'm kind of being thrown into decluttering, but I'm trying to convince myself it's a positive. Yes. Yeah. So what I offer to you, Mystery Chi Chi, is look at it, look at anything as a positive. What's the good thing I can pull out of this shitty situation? I mean, I look back to again, we were talking at the last TikTok live about ex-husbands. When I was going through my um, divorce, it felt horrible. I was afraid of the future. I was afraid of a lot of things. I was afraid of the future. I was afraid if anybody else was going to love me. All this stuff. It was really one of the worst things I did. Funny thing is I can talk about it now, I can't even feel it. It's like it was a crappy TV show I watched. And I offer this to you because a lot of good stuff came out of that poopy time of my life. I learned that trust was really important to me. I learned that I wanted to keep the friends that I had met through our mutual love of music. So I actively reached out to them and hung out with them. And now who has the cool friends? I do, you know? Um, yeah. So, how can you, if your landlord recently passed away, and if you're thinking, oh crap, maybe I've got to move, maybe you're moving into what I always like to refer to as your Barbie dream house. I am moving out of this life and into another one. What are the things I want to bring from my old life into my new life? What are the things that I only have in this place that I'm living because they helped me live easier here? Even if I don't know where I'm living, what do I want my new home to look like, to function like, and to feel like? Will this rice cooker add to that? Or is this a perfect time to jettison the accumulated stuff and move forward to a new living space, less encumbered? Instead of dragging around a steamer trunk full of stuff, maybe I will pack light and have one of those carry-ons with the wheels that fits in all of the overhead bins, including international. So look at this as an opportunity, as a external opportunity to make a change. I will tell you that I totally used my turning 50 as an external excuse to quit my job because I knew external people were like, I can't believe she had a good job and she had the things. And I was miserable and dying inside for years. And yet it's like, oh, well, then when she turned 50, you know. So I just offer to you, you can look at things from one perspective. You're going to see it from through a certain lens. There is another side to the story. There is another thing. Instead of dreading the move, get excited about the move. Instead of being weighed down with too much stuff because you're afraid you're afraid you're not going to have it, how about packing lighter and saying whatever I have is good enough. A classic little black dress was good enough for Audrey Hepburn. It's going to be good enough for me. And if I need to, I can buy something. There's always going to be an opportunity to get something if I need it. Okay. Carla Jane, can someone help me? Which Pyrex is microwave safe, the big P or the little P? I can't remember. I would check the Google to make sure. I can't rely on it. And if I was going to tell you authoritatively, I would be Googling it myself. Okay. Now, Patty M says, how do you declutter and have empty space and stop people from using it like a shared closet? So notice people is vague. Hubby will take over empty spaces and then it feels cluttered again. You, boundaries, habits. Here, I wrote down habits. I'm going to write down boundaries. Actually, I'm not going to write it down because boundaries. I'll have to look how I'm going to look how about boundaries, container. That is my shelf. Remember, like sometimes you get stuff that's printed and it says this page intentionally left blank. You can make a sign that says this shelf intentionally left empty. Do not put anything on this shelf. Do not expand your stuff into those shelves. But if it's empty and he doesn't know not to put stuff there, then why wouldn't he put it there? It's an empty space. I'm going to fill it with something. Be clear about what you want. If you like an empty space decluttered, be clear in your communication to the people who might clutter it. And if they inadvertently clutter it, correct their behavior as soon as possible. Get them in the habit of not putting something there and putting it somewhere else where you don't mind it being there. Okay? being clear with what you want and communicating it to yourself, to the universe, to your husband, being clear to your daughters to say, it may have been this way in the past. That's changing. What I want now is this. This is how it will benefit me, but this is how it will benefit all of y'all because I won't be so bitchy at you because I'm going to be clearly communicating what I want. And in this transition where we go from what we were doing into what we do habitually, it might be a little bit rocky, but we're all going to learn. So I'm going to show up and lovingly remind you to put your stuff away. You are going to put your stuff away. And the more habitual it becomes, the more we all just enjoy this awesome, clean, decluttered kitchen and basement and dining room office. It really comes back to that musical question: what do I want? Listening to your head and your heart, writing it down, and instead of saying, but I don't know how to get there, saying, I know there's a way to get there. And if I don't have the skills to do it, I don't have the skills to do my basement floor. I don't have the skills to write a prescription for GLP-1. If I don't have the skills, the best thing I can do, the quickest way I can get to the destination I love, the destination weight, the destination my home looking and feeling good on all levels, is to get a professional involved, somebody that can help you. If you try to do it on your own, you will get as far as your knowledge will bring you and you will stop. And you can continue to stay there, or you can get some help. I got coaching, I read books, I got training because I knew that what I knew was limited. And there was more out there because I saw people living lives that I was like, damn, I want to do that. And now I have been told that there are some people that look at my life and say, damn, I want what she's having. Okay. Now, yes, Kim is asking, and I've done this. Kim says, when you travel, do you take things you can discard along the trip? I'm heading to Europe in July, and I'm thinking of taking older undergarments and tossing them. Do it. Do it. Yeah. I bought a pair of, when I went to Thailand, I brought a pair of sandals that I thought were going to be good for walking around. And I did use them, and I got blisters. And I thought, no, why bother even taking these home? And this is gonna. There was a place where there were some homeless people, and that's where they slept. And I put my sandals out there, thinking these may be better for somebody's feet, and some shoes are better than no shoes at all. Yeah, the sooner I was in Palm Springs, and I brought a few T-shirts that I don't wear at home. I tried them on in Palm Springs, and I was like, I am still not going to wear these. Packed them up in a bag, donated them to one of the donation places there. Yes, do that. Now, I love this. First of all, I don't love the fact that it's 11 o'clock because I love hanging out with you guys. And my God, we could just sit here and hang out all day and learn from each other and connect and do different things. But I want you to go out there and live, okay? Kind of like Agnes Gooch in Auntie Mame, okay? I want you to learn from what we're talking about. Really, maybe when we shut down right now, before you shift gears and do something you thought you were going to do, maybe you sit there in the quiet and you write on the top of a page in your notebook, always a notebook, because it keeps all the pages together and you don't lose them. And it's big so you don't lose it in the clutter. What do I want? Question mark. And whatever comes up, you write it down. And if nothing comes up immediately, do not worry. You started, you've turned the faucet on, you're priming the pump by asking the question, and be patient and loving and kind to yourself. Sometimes what we want is the opposite of what we don't want. So write down what I don't want is this, and then say, how can I translate that into something? Kim Jenrich is going to Switzerland. How awesome. Fun. Yay. Now, Danielle says we should have an in-person event someday. Maybe, maybe, maybe. I'm not going to say no. I will just say maybe. Okay. But what I will offer to you, Danielle, is this. Outside of these TikTok lives and whatever, I am a fairly introverted person. Um, I have put on things before. It hasn't necessarily brought me a lot of joy because it expends a lot of my energy. However, I do not want the way I am wired to stop all of you from getting in touch with people and making connections. Okay. Yep. So it would be fun to meet everyone in person. How about, you know what? Anybody, I will share this with you. Anybody who wants their information shared with other people here, we can find a way to do that. So just think about that. Yes. And Danielle, maybe is better than no. I don't want to, dream kill right away. If it seems like it makes sense, perhaps. But what I will offer is how can you connect here with not everybody, but who would you like to hang out with? Who would you want to talk to? Maybe become pen pals. I can help you guys become pen pals. Okay. We'll figure out how to do it. I don't have the answers right now. But if you're interested in that, let me know. Again, shoot me an email. The email is the best way to express your wishes to me. It's like writing down your wish list to Santa Claus. Write it in an email, send it to me so I can keep that and remind myself of that type of thing. Well, Danielle, you're saying to oh, in Palm Springs, of course. Yes, we could do that. Now you're getting me in here, right? But Carla Jane is saying, message me if you want to chat. Carla Jane is also on TikTok, so I bet you guys could DM each other and things like that. So that is kind of a seed I'm planting and watering right now, much like Kara in her yard. But I'm going to sign off now because outside of this, I got to see. Yeah, I'm going to go enjoy this weather. I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to go see a friend. I'm going to have a wonderful day. And it's already started being wonderful because of you guys. Okay. Wicked quick, wicked quick. This week, Monday through Thursday, stuff's happening. Friday through Monday, nothing. Tomorrow, Monday, is a declutter party. Thursday is a declutter party. TikTok lives and YouTube lives are in between. And all y'all better goddamn well be on that mailing list so you know where to get the info. Okay. So yes, Danielle was in sales. You picked up what's in it for me. A trip to Palm Springs where I could expense it as a business thing? We'll see. All right, hon. All righty. This was wicked fun, you guys. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see many of you tomorrow. If you're interested in the party, get your tickets now. All right. And we'll see you. Bye. And Kat Roby, steadily SBBing. Love it. Okay. My email address, mysterychichi1222. Here, hold on. Real quick. Go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com, sign up for the mailing list, and the email that you get from me is my mailing list. Okay. Bye. McDougs, do not worry. Do not worry. We'll be back tomorrow. Okay. We'll be back tomorrow. Check the calendar, check the secret page. All right. But I got to go. Bye.